Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Humza Yousaf really does think a lot of himself, doesn't he? Because now, in these, tightened times with the cost of living crisis and money being very thin upon the ground, he's decided that the people of Scotland will be more than happy to spend £150,000 or so sending him all the way to COP28 in Dubai, despite him being not an expert in the field, not an expert in ecology or in the environment, despite him not being a national leader, despite him not being the host. None of this. He's not anyone that should be there. But he's decided that the people of Scotland are going to pay for his lovely little junket thousands of miles away in the desert with people he likes, people like him. And he'll be supping champagne and eating caviar at 30,000 feet for many hours while he looks down on everyone else. So, no change there then. But do the people of Scotland want to pay for him to go? Because after all, he's not really important anymore. He's got no business being there. I mean, the only person he can meet, really, that he's going to talk to is going to be Susan Aitken, who's the SNP leader of Glasgow Council. Because Susan, 2 seats, is also going, as we know. And so they're going to have to buy a third seat, aren't they? So the pair of them can sit next to each other on the plane. But no one else will talk to them. No one else will. Well, obviously the chefs, the chauffeurs, the cooks, the cleaners, everyone beginning with C. But no diplomats, no government ministers, no experts in the field. Because Humza and Susan are nobodies. But they want to feel important. And so they're going to spend hundreds of thousands of pounds of public money getting their asses to Dubai for a nice week in the sun. Little holiday for them. They've worked hard and they feel they deserve it. I don't think they do. That's not my say. Let's have a look, see why he's going. Don't think even he knows. Except it's going to be a nice little break from all the stresses of being First Minister. Here goes. So, Humza Yousaf to grandstand in Dubai on the public purse for COP28, despite SNP's own climate failures. Now, they hosted COP26. Okay, Cranky was there for COP26 because she hosted it. COP27, it's usual, it's a sort of accepted thing that you invite the host and the previous one to attend the next. But after that, they're on their own. So they've got absolutely no reason to be there. And we've covered this with Susan Aitken going, the leader of Glasgow Council. Old 2 Seats says she must be there because it's important for Glasgow. Put Glasgow on the world stage. It's not. It's absolutely no reason. Why on earth should a council leader go to Dubai other than she wants the junket? She wants the little party. She wants to get down and boogie with all the important people in the desert. What a pile of crap she comes up with. But his argument is no different. He's not important. He's a mayor of he's basically a city mayor. He's the equivalent of the mayor of London. Half a mayor of London. When you look at the population, he's the equivalent of half the mayor of London. He's not a delegate. He's not a governmental leader. He doesn't represent the United Kingdom. They've already got their representatives there. He's not in the diplomatic corps, so he's not even one of them. He's not an expert in the field. He's nothing. He is a nobody. But he wants to feel important. He needs to go because, it's a chance of enjoying all this wonderful, dolce vitae, the grand life at the public expense. Because he won't pay for it himself. He expects you to pay for it. And, of course, you're going to. So anyway, the First Minister and his Rural Affairs Secretary, the Saturday girl, are set to head out on an expensive trip to the UAE to attend a climate change conference with COP27 junket costing the public purse almost £150,000 last year, and it won't be any cheaper this year. And you have to ask why he wants to take Mary McCallan out, why him and the Saturday girl are off to Dubai for a dirty week in the sun, perhaps. Although even she would probably be repulsed by that sort of anti-white racist. Anyway, Humza Yousaf is set to fly out to Dubai. Great thing for him, of course, Dubai, they're not white, are they? They're Arabs. I don't know what his view on Arabs are, but at least, they're closer to his kind of people, as it were. Anyway, set to fly out to Dubai to take part in the COP28, despite the cost of living crisis and the Scottish Government trying to cut down fossil fuel emissions. Because unless he's walking, cycling or going by yacht, he'll be burning a lot of fuel for no reason whatsoever. The First Minister follows in the footsteps of his predecessor, Nicola Sturgeon, in heading out on a long-range flight to attend the International Climate Change Conference. Yeah, let's go and protect the environment. How are we going to do it? We're going to burn loads of air fuel and travel millions of miles for no reason whatsoever. We can do all this on a Zoom call, but hey, you know. But he has been accused of heading out there to grandstand, despite his own party's failures. And yeah, they have put failures on climate change and poor record on the environment. Failures on everything and poor record on everything. But anyway, we digress. On Tuesday, the SNP executive even paused its own delivery of climate plans, causing concern among some in the industry. I have a video coming up that will be out later today. And again, that's the Saturday girls involved in that. Mr Yousaf is set to be joined by a group of civil servants and another SNP minister, with Net Zero Secretary Mary McCallum, the Saturday girl, also joining him in the Middle East. It's the second trip to the UAE in just a couple of months for the government, with Wellbeing Secretary Neil Gray flying there at the end of October. They all like to have their little flights out to Dubai. They, no, it's not a wet state. Sorry, it's not a dry state. So they sup that champagne, eat that caviar, slip $20 notes into the girls as they're dancing on the tables for them, and things like that. That's what they do, all on the public purse. The First Minister claimed that the global conference provides an opportunity to highlight Scotland's commitment to addressing the twin cases of climate and nature as a good global citizen. OK, just stand at home, put it on the telly, announce it, move on, do your day job. Don't need to fly there. Nobody's listening to you there. They ain't going to listen to you. You're a nobody. He'll also tread familiar ground as he will call on world leaders to provide loss and damage funding for countries suffering the worst impacts of climate change. What he means is Muslim countries. Previously at COP27, the government announced £5 million of funding for this, but it was revealed earlier this year that the cash has not even been spent yet. Foreign aid is also a reserved matter, with the UK government usually paying out for this on Scotland's behalf. So you have to ask why he felt it was necessary to give Hamas £750,000 to get his father-in-law and mother-in-law back. Blood money. The 2022 edition of the conference was held in Egypt, with Miss Sturgeon and her entourage spending a huge £148,000 on the trip, with the former First Minister leading a team of 20 delegates there. They booked out 25 rooms at the Paratel Hotel in Sharm el Sheikh and a £3,000 food tab, and that'll double this year, at least double, because obviously Susan Aitken's going. It'll be £3,000 each way just on the plane alone. This spend came despite the Scottish Government struggling with its finances, with this issue becoming even bigger over the next financial year, with ministers facing down a £1 billion black hole. That's changed. That was the £1 billion was where it was before their conference, wherein he announced a council tax freeze, £500 million more, and £300 million going to the NHS. So £1.8 billion minimum, nearer £2 billion we think. But hey, you can still fork out for this big flash trip for no reason to Dubai, so that you can sit there, stroke your ego, and maybe the Saturday girl. It's not known how much this COP28 trip will cost, but a similar sized group of bureaucrats is expected to head to Dubai, and given prices and everything, it's going to be likely more than the £150,000. Oh good, it's nice to see some things are good for people. Some people are enjoying themselves, some people are having a really good time at public expense. And anyway, we'll go. Shadow Cabinet Secretary for Net Zero Energy Transport, Douglas Lumsden, said Humza Yousaf would be better off getting his own house in order before he swans off to grandstand at COP28, given the SNP government's poor record on the environment. And it's a bit rich to claim that Mary McCallum is going to showcase the progress Scotland is making on net zero the very day after she announced she was shelving the SNP's own climate plans. Like I said, that video coming out. That'll be next, coming on this afternoon. COP28, Mr Yousaf said, COP28 provides an opportunity to underline Scotland's commitment to being a good global citizen. It undermines it, not underlines it, because if you are going and burning all that jet fuel to go and meet the chauffeur and have a photo opportunity in a kitchen and maybe hold a broom, although ultimately that's going to be your job, isn't it? Cleaner, something like that. Because when you're thrown out, who the hell is going to employ you? You can get a nice little cleaning job maybe, 2 days a week. Anyway, the Scottish Government, he said, will use COP28 to call on all to urgently step up to address the injustice at the heart of climate change by supporting these communities who are suffering the most, but have done the least to cause climate impacts. including through our leadership on loss and damage. He wants money for Muslim countries, and that's all he's going for. He's been told to by his bosses at the mosque. Anyway, there we go. £150,000 piss up, all for Humza Yousaf, so that he can sit there, get a horn on and go, look at me, I'm important. But he's not, is he? Ultimately, he is not important. He's a knob. Coming up. It's the sheer hubris of the man. It's the sheer fact that he thinks he is important enough to warrant this. He's not. If all he's going is, I want to say this and I want to say that, okay, go in the papers, ring them up, say it, get it out there, done. Move on. Do your day job. You don't need to fly thousands of miles, quaff champagne, eat caviar, live the high life, business class travel, 5-star hotels, just so you can give a little message that you can give now. Just say it. There you go. You've said it. But that's not what it is it? It's all to do with screwing the people of Scotland even further, having that fantastic lifestyle while you can, just to give you the horn. You sad little inadequate tit. Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that's annoyed you. I really do hope it's annoyed you. Don't often say that, but if you're annoyed, then you know. You just know. Question him all the time. Why the hell's he doing this? Why are they all doing it? Why is 2 seats going? 2 seats doesn't even need to be there any less than him. Anyway, I'll get angry. I'll stop it. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, stay well. See you next time. Bye.